I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. There's gonna be a new Toy Story movie. Toy Story was one of my favorite films growing up. In fact, it was one of my favorite film animated franchises of all time. Because growing up, I think I watched the first Toy Story and the third Toy Story like so many times, especially Toy Story 3. And I actually did have quite a few sets from back in the day. However, I do not actually own a lot of these sets anymore except for one. Now, I did own the original RC set from 2010, and with that I have the two minifigures that came accompanied with it. I have our titular hero Woody, and this was one of the most unique figures of the time. Like, this is one of the tallest minifigures in my Lego collection that just wasn't a big fig. It was also weird because it had like side leg printing, which, what is this? Well, Lego doesn't even do this anymore. But it's weird because it doesn't actually, it's not dual molded, it's just printed since it has like, doesn't show it on like the side of the legs. But even having like a full headed mold of Woody, nowadays they just use a simple minifigure head. The original 2010 wave chose to do a giant mold for it with his big iconic hat and his amazing Woody face. Actually, I'm thinking more and more, like, Toy Story would make so much more sense as, like, a smart figure, smart play set, where, like, he could actually make noises if you get the smart brick close to him with, like, the code inside. Like, this makes more sense than Star Wars. And instead of Woody, we're going to be talking about Buzz Lightyear, the one from the movie. JK. We're talking about the Toy Story 3 Buzz. This is one of the most unique figures as well, too. Because not only does he have, like, a very unique face that isn't just a minifigure face, like, his mold is a lot smaller than the normal minifigure head. You can actually see that with the toy soldiers that we'll get to in a second. Nah, but, like, he has, like, a full mold with, like, his, like, little purple. He has, like, the wings that can come in and out, and they're actually separate pieces. I think they still use this piece to this day to make, like, the torso. But, like, his literal armored suit is so amazing. This is, like, one of my actual favorite figures of all time. The fact that, like, when you even take it off too, it's like just a normal, like, Space Ranger uniform that, like, you could basically put on anyone. Like, you could just put Buzz Lightyear only in this and you would still look quite perfect. But the fact that you also get all, like, the multicolored buttons, that, like, another smart play configuration would be awesome. Though some of, like, the side printing for me is, like, incredibly faded at this point because it's, like, a figure I've had since I started my collection. In fact, these are, like, one of my original sets that me and my brother actually grew up with. Though this was my brother's Legos. He actually got the RC because I was the cool kid that had the non-Lego Star Wars battle pack. Now, the Toy Soldier battle pack was like an amazing little $10 set that came with a tank and 4 of these amazing little Toy Soldier guys. Now, the most unique one was the one with the little medic captain helmet on there. I would always like him and prefer to play with him most of the time because, you know, he was the leader, and that's cool. I like when people lead. And he was also the cool one with the little backpack. And this was actually the backpacks that they used for Star Wars at the time for, like, the Rebel soldiers, but it came in green. And I love how much they stayed to the aesthetic of the green scheme right here.
Green. What's that?
And look at that. This is one of the most also unique base plates. I'm not even sure if they've used this piece outside of the Toy Story theme, but it's just so easy because it looks amazing. It looks literally like a toy soldier. In fact, you can even use this more anything else besides Toy Story. In fact, I think, like, this is like one of the few times that Lego made toys that weren't originally Lego toys and then turned them into Lego toys. I don't know. That's kind of cute. That's kind of fun. And even, like, the General Soldiers, they're pretty much the same. Like, it's just like the General Soldiers are just the Captain Medic dude without the helmet print on it, so they all basically look uniform and the same. Though the only set I still have in my collection is one of the poly bags that came out in 2010, and it also went accompanied greatly with the other battle pack that I had at the time. So I actually had 5 of these guys back in the day, and it's cute because it's basically just a mini little tank, mini little car that you could put your guys in. However, you actually do have to take the base plate out, sadly, which, you know, doesn't make a lot of sense, but whatever. You put your little army dudes in there, and then you can kind of ride in. This is the few times they've actually made, like, military vehicles in Lego, which I gotta make a video on at some point too, because I kind of find that really silly, but it's great. It's like, I love how they stick to, like, this green and black aesthetic with, like, these kind of sets. I actually wish they kind of made more of these sets. I really like army building, and this actually is great to just, you know, add more of them to your collection if this is something you like. I like the little antenna. It has, like, 4 little wheels. I mean, for like $3 or $4 back in the day, this was kind of the most ideal way of getting these, like, toy soldiers, though, I mean, like, just get the battle pack at that point too to accompany this. But now, as someone that actually has watched all the movies, Toy Story 1, 2, 3, and 4, I'm a little skeptical of the 5th movie. I mean, I think, like, a lot of people are. I actually am someone who actually does enjoy Toy Story 4, even though I think it still should have ended at 3. You know, it's the big internet debate that everyone wants to have. Like, Woody's arc ended in Toy Story 4. I'm gonna be real. Like, Andy's arc ended in Toy Story 3. Woody's arc is in Toy Story 4. So, the 5th movie seems like it's gonna be more of a Jesse movie, which is honestly gonna be still exciting. I think there's gonna be a lot of elements that are cool. I don't think it's necessary, but we'll see. You know what? Maybe when I watch it, I probably won't watch it in theaters, because I'm saving my money for Brickworld and Spider-Man. Because Brickworld's coming soon. Next week, guys, Brickworld video. You better get ready for that. This video's already dated now.